The offseason is officially underway, man. We're starting to see training camp hype videos. Everybody's gassing up, a 3-yard curl, and people are starting to move and fly up Dynasty rankings. I'm in the process of creating my rankings. I know I'm fucking late to the party, but I wanted to see some data, man. I wanted to see some beat reports and see what people had to say, see what coaches had to say. So I'm creating my rankings, and I think there are some dudes that are severely undervalued. These guys are flying up my rankings. I see there's in my opinion, a discount. So if you're in any type of startup, dynasty league, if you're about to draft or you're looking to make some trades, man, you're looking to get some dudes that are undervalued. I got about 5 names for you guys. I got some names that I think you can go out and get. And we're going to start this with Josh Downs, wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this dude is kind of a sleeper for a lot of people, right? A lot of dynasty analysts are seeing Josh Downs as like this big time, sleeper, right? If he can just get competent quarterback play, he's somebody that should take that next step. He had a lot of advanced metrics I would really like. And he's currently going about 102nd overall as I film this, wide receiver 47, right? So there's a lot of movement for him, a lot of space for him to climb, a lot of more value that he can accrue, right, over the years, right? In Dynasty, at the end of the day, you want to try to get dudes who will either give you fantasy points or increase in value. That's how you want to approach these guys, right? And I think Josh Downs would do both this season. Just have a quick look at his 2024 stats. So he only played in 14 games, 102 targets, 72 receptions, only 803 yards, only 5 touchdowns. But where he did really well is that he had a really nice yards per reception and yards per route run for a slot wide receiver. So he had 11.2 yards per reception with a 2.2 yards per route run. So just to give a little bit of context, yards per route run is one of those metrics. It's an advanced stat that we use to determine whether a wide receiver in a vacuum is a good wide receiver, how he performs in the offense that he's in. And it's very predictive of future fantasy output, right? Or it's very correlated with fantasy points. And he was clearly the best wide receiver for the Colts last season. He was dynamic, dude. He was actually better with Anthony Richardson, which is funny. Michael Pittman dealing with like a back injury. I think he like broke his back or some shit. He was fucking out there, with crutches, walking around the field, still leading the team in targets somehow. And it was Josh Downs, man. And I think with Anthony Richardson hopefully improving over the offseason, I do think Josh Downs can take one more step. I do think he's going to be the starting quarterback, and I do think they have a good connection. And I do hope that Anthony Richardson is going to take one more step forward as a passer, right? We know what he can do in the rushing department. And I want to read this stat, dude. So out of wide receivers who posted an 80-plus receiving grade versus man and zone in 2024. So usually wide receivers are good at one or the other. So it's a very short list. It's Puka Nacua, Nico, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, Malik Neighbors, Drake London, Chris Godwin, and Josh Downs. End of list. So he is in very good company. He performs well against any type of defensive coverage. So Josh Downs is somebody that I think he can take that next step as a fantastic player, dude. In many charts, like separation scores, on horizontal and vertical routes, he grades really well. He's like in the upper quadrant in both, X and Y axis. So this dude is just dynamic. He's absolutely fantastic. He's a great wide receiver, had the draft capital, was the best wide receiver for them. And going to another offseason, right, of further cementing himself as that wide receiver one for the Colts. So I'm really excited about him. He's somebody that I think has top 12 potential if things go his way. If he plays a full allotment of games, if the quarterback play can improve a little bit, and if Anthony Richardson just remains the quarterback the whole season. So the next name on my list is another guy. This one's a little bit gross, but I'm trying to dig deeper. I'm trying to find players that are a little bit lesser known or undervalued that we can take stabs at, that you can get for cheap. And it's Cedric Tillman, wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns. So this one, as I mentioned, sounds gross at a glance, but just bear with me here. So he emerged as as essentially the X receiver once they got rid of Amari Cooper last season. So in that stretch, right, there was like a key stretch that right after they got rid of Amari Cooper, he averaged 9 targets, 73 yards, and 0.6 touchdowns over those 4.5 games. They really leaned on him, dude. They really were using him like in that little game stretch. He was absolutely fantastic, dude. He was scoring like 20 fantasy points, 18 fantasy points, and then like 13, right, in PPR. So he was amazing, bro. He was really him. And then he got injured, dude. He got a concussion and he went out for the season. He was put on IR he was shelved. Then Jerry Jeudy really popped up when Jameis Winston came in. So it became really the Jeudy and Winston show. Elijah Moore was still, getting his fucking fair share of targets for some reason, and Njoku was popping off. It was a Jameis Winston experience. But before that, dude, there was a stretch of time where Cedric Tillman was Himothy, dude. I was like, fuck, dude, this guy's probably going to be a league winner. I'm, upset I don't have him in any of my leagues. I was trying to trade for him. I think I sent like Deebo Samuel for Cedric Tillman at the time. I was just, pumped, dude. He looked really good on the field. His tape looked good. He had, he had like over 2.4 yards per out run in one of those games that he really popped off. So it was looking like wheels up. Now, here are the cons about Cedric Tillman, why, there's a little bit of trepidation. Judy did emerge, dude. He did pop the fuck off. So he looks to be like the alpha for the Browns, especially in training camp. He's getting, everything. Everything's going his way, and he's catching all of it. And he just looks great. He's burning cornerbacks on every play. So here's the thing about Cedric Tillman, though. He's going to cost you essentially nothing. You can get him for like a late second, 2026, like third round pick, potentially. I mean, okay, maybe not. He's going for about like a, late second, early third right now, like the 212 to 303 range at the moment, if you're trading this year's draft pick. So I think that's a buy low window. I do think, like, who are you getting right at that stage in the draft? You're getting like fucking Alec Aomanor or like, stab in the dark type players, right? You're getting dudes that like third round picks. What are they really going to end up being? When Cedric Tillman is somebody that showed us that he can be like an alpha wide receiver for an NFL team, right? So I'm excited about Cedric Tillman. We'll wrap him up. We're not going to get, spend too much time on any of these lists. Treveyon Henderson is the next player. So this guy, I mean, not that sleepy, right? He's not necessarily a sleeper. There's a lot of hype around this guy. He's supposed to be the pass catching running back, potentially even more than that for the New England Patriots. He's absolutely dynamic, dude. They drafted him in the second round, 38th pick. So he's got the draft capital. He's very explosive, dude. He takes care of the ball, and he's very explosive. That's all you need to know about him. He's very fast. He can catch the ball, and he takes care of the ball. It's like the Patriot way, right? All over again. So he averaged 7.1 yards per carry in 2024. He had 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. He added 27 receptions to that for 285 yards. Really showcased his dual threat capability. Like, he was very dynamic, very good after the catch. Reminds me of like a poor man's Alvin Kamara. He doesn't have that same contact balance, but he does have a little bit more speed than Kamara, I would say. He's just elite, dude. Elite absolute burst, agility. He's great in open space. Strong pass blocker, too. That's the thing that people like about him. He's one of the better pass blockers that we've seen come out of the draft for a while. And I think what makes this even juicier to me is that Ramondre Stevens is bad. Now, I don't care if you have Ramondre Stevens bags. Don't at me. Don't DM me. Stay out of this comment section. He's bad. He performed bad. He hasn't been over an 80 PFF grade since his rookie season. So I might show this chart. He had an 81.1 in his rookie season, then an 81.3, then 71.3, and then a fucking 69.6 PFF grade last season. So he's been on the decline since he came into the league. He was decent as a rookie. There's just a little bit of context, right? So Mike Vrabel recently said he's going to be a large part of what we do when he was interviewed. Now, that's coach speak, right? Vrabel has a 40% reliability rating according to the Coach Speak Index, so we shouldn't trust Vrabel to begin with. But even if, let's just say, he had 100% reliability, what the fuck else is he going to say? Is he going to say, no, Ramondre Stevens is ass, he's cheeks, he's cooked? No, he's not. He's going to have to say that he's going to be a big part of what we do, or else you're going to have a disgruntled, upset player in your locker room, right? You don't want that. So you want him to be involved, because you might need him as like a bruising running back. You might need him as that like early season, early down, first and second down type of guy. So with that said, one more piece of context. When Josh McDaniels was still the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, Damian Harris, dude, Damian fucking I'm not special one bit Harris was starting over Ramondre. And Ramondre couldn't get on the field. He struggled to get playing time. Like, he wouldn't go away from Damian Harris. He then leaves. Fucking Ramondre Stevens becomes the starter. Josh Daniels is back now. And the first move they make is they draft Treveyon Henderson in the second round. So if Josh Daniels is going to come back to the team when he didn't like Ramondre back then, when Ramondre was good and was actually a good running back statistically. So I don't know, man. It's just, I think McDaniels is going to come back. Treveyon Henderson is just too good to keep off the field. They're going to move to him at some point in the season. And I think Treveyon Henderson is just going to have value early, and he's going to just continue to get better. And by this time next season, he's going to be like a top 30 dynasty pick, in my opinion. So that is Treveyon Henderson. The next dude on this list, this one's even more disgusting than Cedric Tillman, and it's Rachaad White. Tampa Bay. Dude, I've made a living. I've made an absolute living fucking taking a dump on Rachaad White in all of my videos. This is a Rachaad White hate channel. I should change the name of this channel to like fuck Rachaad White, dude. Tampa Bay running back, officially probably the third down back now. He was the bell cow back before. Obviously, the emergence of Bucky Irving, absolutely fantastic rookie running back last season. He was a guy that I said was a sleeper. I was shitting on Rachaad White all offseason last season, saying, make sure you draft fucking Bucky Irving because Rachaad White has cheeks. But in weeks 10 to 17, when he essentially lost the job, he was still getting actually like 13 touches, 68 total yards, or 68 yards per game. He was RB 18, bro, in fantasy points per game. So he was actually still usable. Like, I mean, for fuck's sakes, man, I had guys like DeAndre Swift on my team. I would have loved to have a guy like Rachaad White. I mean, so he still had value, man. And even that's with Bucky Irving, like in his peak Bucky Irving usage, right? Like just completely dominating. And Rachaad White was still out there cooking, dude. And you can say that's because they didn't have fucking Godwin. There's a couple games where they didn't have Mike Evans either. It was really just like Cade Otton, Jalen McMillan, who was still kind of like, you know, getting situated, and fucking like Sterling Shepard, dude. 93-year-old Sterling Shepard. Like, of course Rachaad White was getting touches. So I really think he's going to be like this season's Jalen Warren. He's going to be like a third down scat back, still decent, still somebody that they could use on the goal line. I don't think they're going to fully go away from him. He's in his last year of his contract, so he's going to be with a new team regardless. They might just want to use him, right? Might want to, you know, fucking hook a homie up, dude. Pour one out for the homie, give him some usage so that he can get that next contract. So I just think he's a pass-catching back on a team that wants to pass the ball a shit ton, right? The Buccaneers are not projected to be like a 10-win team. So they're projected to be in some tight games. And any games that they're losing, I do imagine Rachaad White does see the field a little bit more, just to maintain and keep, you know, Bucky Irving a little bit healthier, right? So next name on my list, and this one is a good one, boys. I fucking love this guy. It is Matthew Golden, the Green Bay wide receiver, rookie wide receiver that they just drafted. 89th overall. That's where he's going right now. Wide receiver 37. So this dude's actually a little bit pricier than... Like, you know, I could have taken this either way. I could have said that this dude's actually overpriced as well, because wide receiver 37 as a rookie, he's yet to even see the field, is a little bit rich, right? So 99th percentile 40-yard dash. Fucking hold for silence. Hold for applause. 4.29. He ran a 4.29 40. 91st percentile speed score. So he's just agile. He's got straight line speed. He's shifty. He is the perfect type of wide receiver that I think this team needs. I feel like he has a profile that this team doesn't really have right now. Now, they had Christian Watson, who's got a lot of like straight line speed. They have Jaden Reed, who's got a lot of horizontal speed. They have Dontavian Wicks, who's got stone hands, right? Stone hands Jackson. Romeo Doubs, end zone guy, like a red zone guy, you know, contested catch getter. So they don't have that like fucking Malik Neighbors, Jamar Chase type guy. I think Matthew Golden fits that profile actually pretty well, where he's got that blazing speed, but he can move laterally as well. So I'm fucking stoked, dude. He was the only problem with him is that he wasn't really a dominator in college. He wasn't like that, you know, 1,200 yard, you know, 12 touchdown type guy in college. But this team's desperately looking for a wide receiver one, man. They say it's Jaden Reed. Romeo Doubs was kind of, you know, a pretty decent option for like 5 minutes or a cup of coffee. But these are all like wide receiver twos, in my opinion. I don't think Jaden Reed can be like an alpha. I don't think Romeo Doubs is an alpha. Christian Watson's 1 HP, dude. No self-revive. He's in a hyperbaric chamber. He's not coming back, dude. He's cooked. He's absolutely done. Just too many injuries, man. Too many, like, you know, soft tissue-ish injuries and fucking muscular... what does he have, like muscular imbalances and stuff? I don't know. But Christian Watson is cooked. He should have been in this role, but now here's why I'm excited. I mean, I don't have to harp on it too much. Packers were third to last in pass attempts. Oh, shit. Okay, that's bad. They're a run-first team, but they were third, so third best and intended air yards per target. So that means the Packers essentially, they run the ball. And when they're not running the ball, they're throwing deep. They're trying to pick up chunk plays. They're looking down the field. Now, Matthew Golden is expected, I think, to be kind of that downfield stretcher. They might even use him as like a Josh Downs, like out of the slot, deep threat type of player, which is like fucking, I love it, dude. That's the type of player that I want to target for a team like Green Bay that wants to push the ball downfield. So I'm super excited, dude. Player Profiler has this EXP score, and it's essentially like a score where they grade how good a quarterback is with explosive plays, right? It's like a comprehensive rating. And Jordan Love is actually 4th in their passing EPX grade. So that means when, he's 4th best in the NFL in making explosive pass plays. So I'm excited about that. Like his average, so his average is 15th in the NFL, but that accounts rushing as well. He's not really a rushing quarterback, but in passing, he's 4th, man, which is perfect for a guy like Golden. 80.1 PFF grade on deep passes. So I think he's a deep threat on a team that wants to run the ball and they want to throw deep. So Matthew Golden, to me, it's a very simple fucking thesis. I'm excited about him. I'm trying to buy him in all my dynasty leagues. Unfortunately, he's very expensive at the moment, but if you can get a discount, if enough Jaden Reed hype starts to come out, I'll throw out a couple of fucking trades. I'll throw a 1st-round pick at him, a future first for him, to be honest. Like he's going in the 2nd round. He's kind of creeping into that 1st-round range in rookie drafts, but I think he's way undervalued. Like even though I said he's expensive when it comes to like startup rankings, I still think the fact that you can get him in like the 2nd round in rookie drafts is fucking insane. I think I'd be taking him at that 1-2 turn any day of the week. And that's it, man. Those are the names that I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it, dude. As I mentioned, I will be releasing Dynasty rankings very soon. I'm currently tiering them. So I have them ranked. I just haven't tiered them yet. I'm like trying to label the ones that are sleepers, ones that are values. I'm trying to include, a good amount of info in these rankings so that there's actually some context for you guys. And I might put that up on the Patreon for free. You just have to sign up and grab that. And that's it for the video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.